Hello everybody, Mr. Sharks here back for another tutorial video. Today we are going to be building the DanTDM Candy Creeper house that was in one of his mod adventures. Now this one I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not talking about the video, I'm talking about my build. The reason is because of the copper block, because obviously he uses mods. So where he has the pink stairs, it was kind of like a stripped stairs where it was like red and then pink and then red and then so on. And then with this floor, it was more of like a concrete or a terracotta where it was smooth. But then if you look at the video, no block matches the color that he used, aside from this, in my opinion. But yeah, and then the pipes as well. I used anvils, but no, that's what it is. So I will say for this build, I will be using cherry stairs. But if you want to use what are they, mangrove stairs, then do feel free to, because it's stripped like stairs. If you watch the video, or shall I say striped, not stripped. You know. For the floor as well, I've used stripped cherry logs because in the mod that he was using, it's a grass block, but he changed the brown dirt to white, so it's like sugar, and then the green parts as pink. And in case you're thinking, why not just use pink terracotta or pink concrete? The reason is if you watch the video, then you'll see that the stripped cherry log matches closely. So yeah, anyway, so enough talking. Let's get building. So I've marked out my floor, but obviously you won't know what the floor is, so I'm just going to begin. So blocks you're going to be needing for this first part are stripped mangrove log, waxed oxidized copper, tinted glass, black stained glass pane, cherry stairs or red stairs, depending on what you want, cherry fence and cherry fence gate, which is what they actually are. So, first thing we are going to do is build up 4 blocks with our stripped mangrove log. Then you are going to build across on that 4th block for 6 blocks going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on that other block going down, you want to go up 4 again. So you should have 8 in total so far. And let me just fix that. There we go. So you should have a 3x6 area left in the middle. So what you want to do is go across the top 3rd block with your copper block, your waxed oxidized copper. Then on the 2 edge blocks, you want to do 2 on the bottom like this, and then tinted glass like that above that. And then you will need cherry doors as well. So place them there, and that is the only time you need cherry doors. And that is the entranceway done. Then moving on to the top of that, place 6 on top of that, like what you've done down here. Then for the middle block, you want to do 2 black stained glass panes there with waxed oxidized copper on either side. Then 2 waxed oxidized on top of that. And there you go. That is the front area, as you can see. And then here is where the stairs are going to be. So place those on top, like that. You also want them there as well. So it's like an overhang. And then you also want them 1 block sticking out like this. There we go. Now remember, this is DanTDM at his earliest, as well as Minecraft at a bit of its earliest. So there's no professional building technique. So there's no like cherry stairs like that to make it look better. So it's just plain stairs like this. Then moving on to the right-hand side over here. Next thing you're going to want to do is you are going to want to do on this bottom layer, you're going to want to do 5 stripped mangrove logs. And actually here is where the 2-block gap is where it's going to be. And the reason it's not a pillar like this, where most things would be, is because if you watch the video, when he goes to open the gates, for some reason this is exposed. But yeah, there is actually a pillar here, so go up for, another 3 blocks, so it's in line with the top one there, and then drag that across like that, so it connects. Then here you want to do waxed, oxidized. I'll just say copper blocks. You want to do your copper blocks on either side with black stained glass panes in the middle, and then your copper blocks on top like that. Then here you want a 2-block gap. You're going to want to do 2 cherry fences and then a stripped mangrove log like that, but I'm going to do this entranceway first. So you have that, then you want to do another pillar going to the top like that, and then let me just look through the window quickly. Okay. By the way, you can cut these pillars off because it just goes all the way across like that. And then on this top block here, place 2 cherry fences there, and that is where that is going to go. Then this next one, go across for another 6 blocks, so it becomes 7 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 in total. Then similar to this one, go up 2 blocks, and then this one, drag that across like so. Then here, place copper blocks on either side with 3 black stained glass panes in the middle with copper blocks on top like that. Then you want to do the same thing as that gap there with 2 cherry fences, or shall I say fence gates there, then 2 cherry fences on the 3rd block, and then mangrove log going all the way across. Then for this final one here, you want to do what is that? You want to do 6 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. Then 2 on top there, and then drag this all the way across like that. Then 1 waxed oxidized copper there with 3 glass panes there, and then a copper block there, and then copper blocks on top like that. And then this final corner block here is just stripped mangrove logs going all the way to the top like so. So this is the right-hand side wall like so. And with your stairs, just drag that all the way across like that. And then it wants to overhang like that, but I'm not going to do that until we've actually done this wall. So moving on to this side over here now. Hang on, let me just quickly count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so 1, 2. Glad I double checked that because apparently it's 13. Let me instead of counting my picture, let me just count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, so the next thing you're going to want to do is 13 stripped mangrove logs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like that. Then with your copper blocks, do 1 block there and 1 block there. And then fill in the entire middle bit here with your black stained glass panes like that. Then on top of that, just fill that up with copper blocks. Then this bit here is another pillar, one of these. So drag this all the way to the top like that. And then, as you can probably guess, connect the stripped mangrove logs like that. So this is the wall you should have there. Then turning over here with this pillar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the next thing you want to do is turn around, like I said, and you want to do 11 mangrove logs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like that. Then either side, waxed copper block there with black stained glass in the middle, like so. And then your copper blocks on top of that again. And then here is another pillar. So just go to the top, and then once again, just connect like so. So that is where it wants to turn, like this. Just checking that is correct, yep. Then turning once again to this side. So you've built this, you want to turn to the left again. This time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. You want to do 8 mangrove logs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. And then once again, either side, copper block, and then a black stained glass pane in the middle. Then copper blocks like that. And then mangrove logs across like that. And then, as you've probably guessed again, a pillar going all the way to the top there. And then this final back wall is once again one of these. So drag your stripped mangrove logs all the way across. And then on either side is your copper block. And then all of this wants to be filled in with black stained glass panes. Then copper blocks on top of that. Then mangrove logs on top of that. So that is the walls completely done. So now you can just do the cherry stairs, and they want to go all the way around like this. There we go. And do not worry about any blocks in the middle. Even with this side over here, where most people would probably tend to do, like 2 sides here. That he didn't do that. He just did one big connecting bit. And we also have cherry slabs here that we need to do for this bit here. So when going all the way round, just do the 4 blocks here. Ignore the top middle ones. So just quickly do 4 layers all the way round. So when I'm done with this, that'll be 2. Then the third one. Nope. By the way, I will be doing a jump cut in a second because we've got to do the floor. There we go. So that is the first 4 layers done. So we've got this bulky building like so. Then what you want to do next is right. I see what to do. So obviously you should have you should have 2 blocks left here, like a gap, and then this one should be 4. Let me just check. Yep, that's 4. So what you want to do is come to this one here, and drag this all the way across until the end, like you were wrapping it round. So that one there. And then turn this one to that angle there, even though, you know, it's not connected to a stair. Just turn that there. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is take cherry slabs and do this all the way around like that, like you were building a stair. There we go. And then just drag that until that one there. Then the next two blocks, do cherry slabs on top like that, so it connects there, as you can see. So this layer is slabs going all the way around. Then the next layer is two, and then that one connects to that. And then finally, that one should just connect to a stair here, like that, and then just finish that off. And there you go. That is the roof completely done. So I'm going to quickly do a jump cut. And what you're going to want to do is this whole area that we have here, you're going to, obviously, you won't have the cherry logs for the floor like I do. But what you are going to want to do is dig out the grass or whatever block you have in your world. Dig this whole area out, including underneath these fence gates here. So it should look like this when we're done. And underneath the doors as well. Replace this whole floor with waxed oxidized copper until you get this. So I'm going to do a jump cut, grab all the blocks we need for the next area, and yeah, this is what it should look like. So I'll see you guys in a second. I'm back, and as you can see, I have filled in the floor, ready to go. And I just wanted to say that the next blocks that I used for my version of this does have a barrier block as well as a structure block, but if you do not have access to those, then I'm sorry, I do not know what to do. Let me just fix that. Maybe just because I used barrier blocks to hold up the anvils, because obviously they fall. Maybe just choose a different, you know, like block for your pipes. So I'm sorry about that. The first thing I want to quickly do is knock out some of the other stuff. So first thing is take an item frame and come to this first, you know, gap here, and place it on the right hand side there, and then place a golden sword there, and then we can get rid of those to save space. Next thing is come to the entrance here and place a structure block on either side up there. And then leave a block gap and then place a redstone torch on either side, like so. Then underneath the structure block, why is this up there? It's not there for me. Reset? Wait, hang on. Okay, I do not know why these lines are here. They're not there on the other one. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore it for now. Right, anyway, I'm just going to ignore it. So underneath these structure blocks, place chests facing this way, like so. Now, once again, in the mod, it's a normal chest just painted pink. But what you could do if you wanted is use a copper chest like this, because obviously that's a bit more pink-ish, but I'm just going to stick with the normal stairs. So that is how the front wants to look, other than the pipes. But what you also want, and I've just realized I didn't get a picture, you also want to have, right, you also want to have structure blocks in the corner there, right. Right, so what you want to do now is come to the back wall over here, and you want to have structure blocks in the corners once again. with chests underneath facing this way, like that. So you can get rid of the redstone torches and the chests now. I do not know why they are there. That's really annoying me. Alright, so the next thing I am going to do is the fenced off areas outside. So come to this first one over here, and either side of this you want to come out 3 with your pink fences like that. Then either side of that come out another 3, so it becomes 4 in total. Then I've got this as a marker, but you won't have that. So on top of that, or in front of this, going this way, you want to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to either side, like this. There we go. And then just connect that like so. So you should have all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so that is done. Now, this one, you want to come to this one over here on the left-hand side and drag this one to the same distance as the other fence over there. Then come to this wall back here and come to the very last window that we have here. Place a cherry fence there and drag it to the same distance as that one, and then connect those like so. So in this one, there's nothing there aside from slimes, which in the mod he used are pink, but as you can see, I just placed normal slimes, which is very annoying. But yeah, so for now, I'm just going to do these snow blocks here, which is meant to be sugar, and then I will do... Can I do the... No, I can do the trees as well. So grab yourself some stripped cherry logs as well, and they are 1 block away. Okay. So what you want to do first is take your snow blocks and come to the corners, this one and this one. So this one is the same. No, sorry, I'm speaking terribly. Do a corner shape like that with 1 snow on top of that. And then it is exactly the same shape over here as that one. Then for your trees, in this corner, leave a block gap on either side like this, and do 2 blocks with your stripped cherry logs like that. Then on top of that, do 3 by 3 going all the way around like that. Then do a plus shape like that with 1 on top of that. And your other tree wants to be exactly the same as that one. And the other tree is come to this 3rd fence here. So 1, 2, 3. Leave a block gap and do exactly the same thing. So it should basically connect to there like that. So it should connect to the roof, as you can see there. Alright, so that is this side completely done, but we've got this side still to do. But yeah. So let me just do some of the sign. Let me just get some of these signs out the way. So you want to take oak signs and come to the fences that we placed on these ones. On this one here with the golden sword, your first one wants to say slime in all capitals on the 2nd line, like that. And then the right hand one wants to say farm on the 2nd line in all capitals. So that is that one done. Then coming over to the one we just built, your first one wants to say sugar in all capitals on the 2nd line. And then on the right hand side, it's exactly the same, and you want to have farm in all capitals on the 2nd line. So that is that one done. Then the next thing, grab yourself some ladders, and I think that'll do for that now. Now, if you, with the latest Minecraft update, they added shelves. So, if you want to, then you can use shelves here, so you can actually display the items that were used in the mod. But because it was modded shelves that he had, you can see behind the shelves, so you can see what the blocks are. So I'm just going to stick with ladders like that. But you know, there is now that there's shelves, you can use shelves. But I'm going to stick with ladders. There is also shelves on this top one and the bottom one here, but I just do the edges because first of all, that just looks horrible in my opinion. And then if you was to use the new shelves, you wouldn't be able to see because everything would just be covered up. Let me show you. So as you can see, that just looks terrible in my opinion. So I'm just going to stick with ladders and absolutely nothing else. Right, so let me just place these signs there, ready for when I do the pipes. There we go. So with your structure block as well, you also want to have one there in this corner. So right, you can now get rid of the oak signs and the lad. Oh wait, no, you still need the oak signs for the front area out here. Okay, so what we are going to do for this area is come to the pillar over here, and you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you want to do 8 fences in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 8th one is connected to the pillar. Then what you want to do over here is one fence there, then a 2-block gap. I don't know why this one has a gap, but oh wait, no, this one is a 1-block gap. Sorry about that. While I'm over here, grab yourself oak leaves, jungle logs, and cocoa beans, as well as oak fences again. No, oak signs again. Okay, so continuing on, 1-block gap, and then another fence there. And then another fence here, but this one wants to connect to there. So this is where the cocoa bean area is. And with the jungle logs that we just grabbed, come to the 3rd block inside and go 3 blocks up like that. Then in the middle of that, do 3 cherry fences like that. Then on the next one, 3 jungle logs like that. And then obviously you want to have cocoa beans like that, but I still need to bone meal mine, which I will not do at the moment just to save space. But, you know, it will look like that, you know, if you just use a bit of bone meal. Then this fence over here wants to connect to this wall, but we need some fence gates first. So what you want to do is you want to do 2 fences there, and then 2 cherry fence gates. Now, if you actually watch the video, for some reason, he has normal fences on either side, then fence gates, but for some reason the fence gates do not connect to the fences. I don't know if that's just how the mod was, but if you look, the fence gates do not connect to the fences like they do here. So, yeah, I don't know what that is. But anyway, on this side, you should be left with 4 left in order to do the fences like that. And finishing up, wow, they grow quickly. Now on this one, take your oak fence and no, take your oak sign and place it on this one here. And I will just quickly show you what it wants to say. So on the second line, it wants to say flower with a capital F like that. And then on the next line, you want a capital C and it wants to say courtyard like so. So that is where that sign will be. And to finish off the outside areas, take your oak leaves and on this side over here, leave a block gap and do 2 oak leaves like that. Then do 2 block gap and do 2 oak leaves going up like that. And then it's the exact same on the other side. So 1 block there, 2 oak leaves, then a 2 block gap and 2 oak leaves there. So also what I will say is depending on if you do the same floor as me, then you can also bone meal the area and place some flowers like there was in his. But because I have done this floor, I cannot place any flowers. But if you're just using grass, then place some flowers there. It's up to you. Okay, now that we have the now that we have this, as I said, I'm using anvils like that. So if you're doing the same as me, place barrier blocks going all the way around, so it's on the same layer as your oak, your oak signs there, and it wants to be on both sides, even where it wraps around. Then, if you're using anvils, they want to be facing this way to make it look like they are actual pipes. So let me just quickly do this. And then it needs to... The annoying thing is, with anvils, the turning doesn't look great, as you can see. But, they need to turn and connect to that chest there. Same thing over here. The annoying thing is you can't spam place anvils because of, it puts you in it like the actual system. There we go, so that is that done. Then all we need to finish off now is some certain blocks for the area over here. So what we need is we still need our structure blocks. We then also need cherry stairs, the cherry fence gate, a crafting table, and a black glazed terracotta block. So what is that? That is 3 blocks and then the... Okay, so to finish off, you want to do 3 blocks gap here, 3 block gap here, then a structure block there, and a structure block there. Then on top of that, do cherry stairs going all the way across. But on the right-hand side, you want to leave this cherry stair there, and then place a cherry fence gate there. Then on this side, leave a 1 block gap, place a crafting table, and then once again, leave a 1 block gap, and then a black glazed terracotta block there. So, that is where I am going to wrap up this video because that is everything finished. Now, off camera, I will just, add what it says on the signs. But yeah, this is how it looks. Unless you guys have used red stairs, then yours will look different. But if you guys want to add slimes here, then feel free to. And yeah, that is everything. If you want to, change all of your stairs so that they're red, then that is up to you. But this is how mine looks. So yeah, like I say, that is where I'm going to wrap up today's recording. So if you guys did enjoy, then please make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys are new here, then we are trying to hit 2K subscribers by the end of the year. And if we do, I'll be doing a £50 gift card giveaway of any of your choice. So PlayStation, Xbox, Amazon, anything like that. Yeah, other than that, feel free to leave your building suggestions in the comment section down below. Second of all, why does my character always close his eyes for the longest time while I'm doing the outro? always happens here. See, look. Oh wait, no, that was just a blink. Anyway, leave the building suggestions in the comments down below, along with any horror games you'd like me to see me play on the channel. I haven't played that many horror games on the channel as yet, but I am planning on doing more. But other than that, please feel free to like and subscribe. Hope you all have an awesome rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, guys.